Hello again, Honky Tonks. I'll tell you what, this Southport story has got more twists and turns in it than an episode of Game of Thrones. And even though that ended badly, thanks to the writers, hopefully this will have a happy ending and things will start to make sense. At the moment, they don't. And the reason being is Keir Starmer and the government's handling of the whole thing, which has been a mess. And because of the way they handled it, it's given birth to conspiracy theories and speculation. The speculation I can understand. The conspiracy theories, well, I think they have been injected into the speculation by people who notice what's going on and want to distract and throw in a few red herrings. As I proved to you in my last video, that document which showed that Keir Starmer did defend or represent asylum seekers getting entry into the UK is nothing to do with the Southport killers' parents and other things about that paper as well. That video's done. Watch it if you like. Let me know what you think in the comments. But there are other things happening as well. I mean, apparently the trial of the Southport killer has now been moved from the 20th of January, which is odd. I mean, I was employed by the criminal justice system for 11 years. I worked in prisons. I know how trials and courts worked, due process, etc. And for this trial, I mean, they've yet to explain why it's taken 6 months and longer. It could get longer for this trial to go ahead. They caught him, he's alive. They've got the stuff in his house, the ricin and the Jihadi Islamist ISIS Idiot's Guide manual for terror. They found all that, so what else are they after? Unless, of course, it's nothing to do with justice. It's nothing to do with the memory of little girls. It's all about delaying the time the country learns the dark truth about what's going on and the cover-up. And it's got to involve Keir Starmer, hasn't it? It's got to. For example, why has this case been given much more censorship than any other similar terrorist cases? MPs aren't allowed to talk about it, which is strange. You've got journalists now apparently on X. They're all saying they're scared of being arrested for talking about it or reporting about it. What's that all about? Is it to stifle the free press? I mean, the press needs reforming root and stem anyway, because the mainstream media are liars. After all, they're not impartial at all, are they? And just the baffling lies coming from the establishment or the authorities regarding the whole thing. I mean, they said at first it wasn't a terror attack, and then they found terrorist material in his home, the ricin, the Jihadi Idiot's Guide for Terrorism. They found that, and yet still they declared it not a terrorist incident. And then on Tommy Robinson's X post, again, we don't know how true this is, but while Tommy Robinson was in Belmarsh, apparently the lad had a job in the prison and went to his place of worship, which wasn't Christian, in the prison. So make of that what you will. It's still up, but the public have a right to know. They really do. Did Nigel Farage say what he did? That he knew a hell of a lot more than what the public do. And he's been gagged in order for people who aren't constrained by British law to tell us the truth from abroad, i.e. Donald Trump. Who knows? But like I said, they keep pushing this trial, they keep deferring it. Why? I don't know. Is it to do with justice? I don't think so. Is it to do with delaying when the nation knows what's going on, the awful, dark, horrible truth, the cover-up, who was involved, why? Who knows? But again, people are speculating because of the way the whole thing has been handled, and speculation leads to conspiracy. Conspiracy leads to awful things, I think. It can lead to violence, and the country's on boiling point as it is. The country's on a knife edge. Remember what happened in the summer after this whole tragedy happened. There were riots. If it happens again, will there be more riots, more protests? But I think the people who did speculate correctly about the motives and the ideology of the killer, they need to be released. All of them. Just let them go, for heaven's sake. They are political prisoners and they're there to scare people. What happened to them is to subdue people like you and me from learning the truth. And the truth, I think, because of this level of censorship, is worse than we thought. And there we go. That's my tuppence. Hope you like. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Paz49. And until the next time, Roger Trout.